Hello there, it's your boy with another tech video. For those of you who don't know, I'm August. I'm an AI student in Amsterdam, and that's really about it, as much as I want to share with you. I've had about 3 months to play around with this beauty right here, the iPhone 14 Pro, and I've got to say, it is really cool. And there's a few things specifically that I think are worth talking about, which is the overall build, the display, the island, the new emergency features, and of course the camera, because I mean it's just pretty darn good, I'm not gonna lie. Notable that throughout the video I will be sort of comparing it to my S10 Plus here and there, which is my previous phone, Samsung of course, and also this video isn't gonna be very technical, so to say. It's more of a student techie YouTuber's perspective on things. So take what you will from that. If you'd like to skip to any certain parts of the video, the chapters are linked down below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Starting out with a bit of an overview of the phone. It's probably as great as a phone can get this time, especially if you're into iOS. It has all the good features from the previous phones, plus some pretty cool new ones like the always-on display. It has a beautiful ProMotion 120Hz display and even longer battery life, even better cameras, an always-on display as I mentioned, the dynamic island, a beautiful design, and of course it would not be an iPhone if it didn't have a super fast new processor that nobody actually knows about until they get told, and the also beloved Lightning port that will always be there until Apple figures out a new way to tell their customers to go f*** themselves. I am in love with how this phone looks and feels in my hand. It feels like the perfect size, honestly, length, width, girth. Whereas my Samsung feels, is a little bit on the somewhat slimmer side of things, which is kind of cool, I guess. But it sometimes feels like it's gonna sound weird, but like a skinny, square pancake. I don't know. But the iPhone is just slim enough where there's like some sexiness to it, but it's also a really solid premium phone. In fact, if I had to use one word to describe it, it would probably have to be premium. The way this matte back feels on the touch and looks next to this metal frame, the sleek Apple logo and this grand camera bump, for lack of a better word, it almost feels as if it was worth the money. Is it actually worth the price tag? I don't know, and I prefer not to think about it, but it sure does feel like it, so I guess that's pretty cool. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you get me. The display. So clean, so clear, so colorful and smooth. It's almost as if it was made by Samsung. It probably was, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. It truly is an amazing display. The ProMotion makes scrolling through apps as smooth as buttering up a warm piece of toast. Sometimes I'll just open on my phone and scroll through it. I'm not kidding, just randomly. I don't know, it's just something about it. It just feels so fucking good, And furthermore, it being an OLED screen means that I'll actually sometimes choose watching YouTube or any kind of like non-movie type of video content on it over my Mac or iPad. There's not that big of a difference between the OLED and the mini LED displays, but there's just something about watching high quality content on a high quality small screen. I mean, am I the only one? I don't think I am. And now with the always on display, it's even easier to get seduced by this sexy screen and get to using it. The main difference though between this one and the Android version, at least on my Samsung S10 Plus, is that on the iPhone it's just dimmed. It's not actually fully blacked out. So I don't know about you personally, I prefer this version where it's like dimmed. You can sort of see the wallpaper, and like if it's like do not disturb or something is on, you can kind of see it. It's kind of cool. I think ideally maybe they would let the user choose, but I'm not sure that Apple has the whole freedom of speech thing in their vocabulary. But you never know. Maybe one day. In fact, let me know down in the comments if you would prefer this or the blacked out Android version. Speaking of great new features, the hole punch camera, which they call the dynamic island, is something that, in my opinion, at first, it seems like just another feature that Apple took its sweet time implementing, but it's actually really cool. Thanks to the OLED display, you'd have to look for it under like specific lighting or specific angles, you know, to actually notice that it's not just like a whole bunch, but it's actually made up of two different, like, I guess cameras, or a camera and a sensor, I'm not 100% sure, that are like combined together into like this digitally into like a big blob of darkness. And it's really cool. It works with calls, with AirDrop, Apple Pay, Face ID, low battery alert, charging alert, music playing, and any kind of timers currently running. And since it's called the dynamic island and not the like static island, it changes shapes and size based on what's happening. It's pretty cool. Before we talk about the camera, I wanted to give a quick shout out to this whole like emergency features that have introduced now. First of all, they have the new car crash thing, where if you've been in a car crash, it'll detect it. Well, you know, most probably anyway. And it'll like automatically send notice to the emergency service if you don't like dismiss the notification, which I think is pretty crazy. And second of all, it has this thing now where if you don't have any like cellular or Wi-Fi connection because you're like, for example, in a secluded area, like, I don't know, maybe you're hiking down a path where there's like no antennas, or on a mountain or something, I don't know, you can send a text message through satellite to nearby emergency services about your situation. Like, they can like come and get you. I think this has potential for like some really like life-saving stuff, you know. Finally, the camera. As always, the iPhone camera is one of, if not the best on the market. It's got a much improved 48 megapixel main camera, a telephoto camera, and an ultra-wide camera. Telephoto and the ultra-wide are both great, but the main spectacle, in my opinion, is the main camera. Now, I'm not exactly a professional photographer, but I think it's pretty obvious to anyone that these are like some high-quality pictures. There's also now this RAW setting, which I'm not 100% sure I get it, mostly because I don't really use it. I don't have that much experience in the field. But from what I understand, it's first of all really cool to have on a phone and not that ordinary. Apparently not even old cameras have this feature. And the main thing about it is that it takes like more detailed pictures that are better for post-processing. So like when you edit it, it's like easier to like make changes or something with like I mean, it makes sense, you know, it has more pixels, means you can like do more detailed changes. I don't know how to explain it, but like it makes sense to me. Anyway, the night mode stuff has also been improved. Personally, again, I don't really use it that much. It's nice to have the option, especially in the selfie camera. I feel like, you know, if I ever wake up at 3 a.m. and I'm like, yo, shit, I'm feeling kind of cute, and I want to take a selfie, I don't have to turn on the lights necessarily to grab a picture of this beautiful face right here. You know, it's nice to have the option. You know what I mean? In conclusion, the iPhone 14 Pro or not is an impeccable phone. If you think even a little bit that it's right for you, you're probably right. But it also could be an overkill for a lot of people. So I think at the end of the day, you know, it depends what you need. Personally, I chose it for a few reasons, but mostly the camera. I really, you know, as a video creator, I like to have the option of a second high quality camera. If you really want to learn more about it, you can click on this video right here where I talk more about why I specifically chose the iPhone 14 Pro, not Max. And yeah, for now, it's been August. See you in the next video. I don't know why I did that, but yeah, see ya.